Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings. Today we are doing the all signs reading video for August. Hooray! So all the star signs are going to be done. You know your star signs, so check out your sun, moon, and rising, Mercury, Mars, etc. All of them. Any ones that you know, check them out. Again, I'll put the timestamps in the description. We are using the Tarot of the Magical Forest today and the pink glass Blum set and a new casting cloth, which is, it's not new, it's just I thought we would like to have a darker colored casting cloth than we use for the darker runes, so that the lighter things can stand out on it. Once again, no worries, this is virgin plush, no stuffed animals were harmed in order to create this casting cloth. So once again, I will be putting the timestamps in the descriptions. Click your signs as you need them, and I will see you at the readings. Bye! Hello, Taurus. So, Taurus, we are going to start with a card from the Tarot of the Magical Forest. Let's get that down, see where we're at. So we have the Two of Pentacles. So you're kind of juggling this coming month. This is going to be a sort of a juggling thing. Sort of keeping things afloat by juggling. Let's put this little fox over here, and I'm going to draw some runes for your reading. Let's see. Aha! Okay, so that's why you're juggling. Okay, so your central issue this month is going to be Berkana. Berkana is the rune of birth and beginnings. It looks like you're starting something this month. Really looking at starting something that you've probably been thinking about for a while, or at least feeling about for a while. You've been sort of intuiting and emotioning towards it. So it's a bit of a balance between where you were at and bringing this new thing in. For this new thing that you're beginning. So we have Berkana, which is the rune of beginnings and birth. We have Lagus, which is the rune of emotion, intuition, and heart. It's the, Berkana is the birch tree. This is Lagus, which is the water. All the watery stuff is related. And so I feel like you've been sort of flowing into this, but there's been sort of it's where your heart's at. So your heart is like, let's do this thing. There's a read on Berkana or Bjark in the, Younger Futhark, which is, there's also a read about it, which is lies. It's not like lies like you're telling lies, but it's like the lies that sort of buy you luck. So it's kind of like fake it till you make it. Not really though, but there's a certain feeling of that might be you sort of feel like you're doing that while you're sort of transitioning from the one thing that you already had in hand to this other thing that you're sort of bringing in. And this new thing that you're beginning is something that you're hoping will eventually bring you money, or at least bring you material goods that you'll be able to sort of incorporate as you dance over the flow of this emotional world in which we exist. So at this point, what is going to help you is express. We have Ansus, which is the rune of communication and manifestation. It's so not only just basically express, just communicating, like communicate, but also do the expression that you're hoping to do, like express, be expressive, be creative and expressive and all that. Just sort of let that sing. What isn't going to help is we have Tivaz down here. Now I'm going to read this as, so Tivaz is Tyr's rune, Tyr's the warrior god, and it's not necessarily about riding forward into war, but it's about tending your duties and responsibilities, and you're kind of worried about that because this is something that's going to take you a little bit away from what you were doing before, what you consider your solid duties and responsibilities, and you feel like a little bit like you're worried about them while you're doing this new thing, which you're hoping will become the thing that you're going to be tending as well. So you feel a little bit, I'm not going to say naughty, but I'm going to say naughty because you feel a little bit like you're neglecting, but you're not really, because you're in the middle of expressing this, and this is a new beginning. And what this is going to lead you to is we have Fehu reversed. Fehu is the rune of wealth and worth. Reversed on the path line, I definitely read this as confidence. So the more you do this, the more confident you're going to be about this. You may take a bit of a hit from like a money standpoint, but this is sort of like, this is the seed planting time, basically. You're starting this. You're only starting this. So you're not going to have the money that you know, would like to have for it just yet, but you've started it and your confidence is there. You still have in hand the other money. Like the other money is still a thing that you're doing. But this new thing that you're beginning, you know, it's not there yet, but it will be. It's sort of like you're reeling it in. But the main thing is that this is building your confidence as you express, as you sort of begin this new beginning. So that, Taurus, is your reading for August 2022. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, Virgo. So Virgo, we're going to start with a card from the Magical Forest Tarot, and you have Temperance. So this month, Virgo, you are going to be sort of finding a balance between things. So it's going to be all about temperance, everything in moderation. This is really going to be your focus this month. So let's throw down some runes to get the rest of the reading for your August. So your central issue here is we have Vunyo reversed. So I'm going to read this a couple ways. Vunyo is the rune of joy. Reversed in the central issue line, one, you maybe are feeling a bit discontented. You may be feeling not as happy as you would like to. At the same time, it's this unhappiness that you are focusing on in terms of let's do something about it. And in order to start with that, you want to focus on your deep inner joy. You want to say, okay, what is it that makes me feel joyous? Even if, you know, that doesn't require anything like material, like that, what makes me feel joyous that I don't need anything to, like a thing, no things that are causing this, that I'm trying to find my deep inner joy. Leading up to this, there's been like a blank period of time. We have the blank rune, but there's been sort of like a misty, hazy, nothing's, like it's just sort of been a blur. So you're sort of, now you're looking at things going, well, I'm coming out of this blur, but I'm just not feeling as contented as I would like to. So now we're sort of looking at the idea of moderation, temperance, to try to find the right balance to sort of restore your happiness here. What is going to help you is begin. We have Berkana, which is the birch tree rune. It has to do with beginnings and birth. You know, you're going to know what you need to do even just to start it. And the important thing is to start it, like do the start thing, because that's, if you don't start, it's never going to start. You have to start it. You have to take those steps. So just basically even taking those steps will set the things in motion, and things will be begun, and things will be starting to get better for you. What isn't going to help is we have Avaz, and I'm going to read this a couple ways. First of all, Avaz is the horse, and it has to do with movement and also spirit. So it's like you're avoiding starting. If you're just running around, running around and it's like, yeah, I'll get to it, you're still going to be discontented. It's going to be more of the blur. And, you know, maybe you've got like a path driven down that you've been running this. It's just like, you know, you've created sort of a rut and you feel like you still have to run around. We're going to put a stop to that for now, because you're going to be starting something new. Just put this aside. You know the steps, so you don't have to do those. But if you just continue running around and avoiding this, you're not going to turn this right side up. So definitely make the point of beginning, like set that in your schedule. Like, I'm beginning this. This is the new thing that I'm going to do that's going to start to bring balance to my life again and start to make me feel a little more contented. And what this is going to lead you to is a greater sense of inner strength. We have Uruz reversed. Uruz is the rune of the wild ox. It has to do with strength and health. It is the outcome rune on this particular spread, so by the end of the month, if you have done this beginning, or even if you haven't, but you've just been basically focusing on it and like, okay, you know that the temperance is going to be your main focus this month, you are still going to be feeling more or less like, especially if you actually begin what you know you need to do, you're going to feel a greater sense of inner strength. You may be feeling also that you've sort of let go of a certain amount of stubbornness that you maybe had before. Just sort of that you've let go of that, clinging to the rut. So, but mostly just really you're going to be feeling much more strong inwardly than you were before. And that's, you know, temperance is going to do that. You're more moderation, and you're going to be like really pleased with yourself about that. And you should be. So that, Virgo, is your reading. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, Capricorn. So, Capricorn, we're going to start with a card from the Tarot of the Magical Forest. Let us get that down there. And we have Two of Swords. So, this month, it's kind of going to be, it's like a secret. It's a mystery. This month, it's kind of like, you know, it's not to be revealed yet. It's sort of, you feel a little bit in the dark. Oh, but we'll get to that. You're feeling a little bit in the dark about things, and you're hoping for revelation and illumination. But right now, you just feel like, you know, your energies are sort of crossed at the moment, and you're sort of feeling a little bit misled. Not misled, but sort of like without guidance, because you're sort of blindfolded, and the only light is the moon at the moment. So, but anyway, this is sort of how you're going into the month. Your central issue is going to be Dagas. Dagas is the rune of the breaking of the day. It has to do with illumination and revelations and the revealing of something that cannot be ignored. So you're sort of, it's your focus. I mean, considering that this is your card, and look, cross. This is your card, and this is your central issue. It's sort of like, this is your focus. Like, you're sort of coming into it in this state of not knowing, and as though things are being purposely kept from your knowledge at the moment because the reveal is part of the test, kind of thing. Not that we want tests, but anyway, so your basic focus is, you know, I feel like, you know, you'd like to have things revealed. You'd like to have the illumination happen and get every, you know, your entire field of vision illuminated and the colors brought back and all that. Leading up to this, we have Avaz. Avaz is the rune of, it's the horse. So it's movement, but also spirit. And that's actually sort of where you've come up from, but you're passing through this dark time, or you've been passing through this dark time where you're not entirely sure, and you've got the crossed energies. So here you are, you're wondering, is there a fly? Get shoo fly. So you're sort of wondering about the illumination and what's going to happen. So what is going to help you here is connect with your heart. Absolutely connect with your heart. We have Lagus, which is the rune of the lake, and it's the water, and it's the flow, and it's emotion, intuition, and heart. And I'm definitely saying, you know, your heart will lead you out of this. That's definitely through which the illumination is going to come. What isn't going to help you is you're going to be sort of stressed over how much time may have passed, how little time may be left. We have Yira, which is the rune of the harvest, but it also has to do with time. So it's sort of, you're worried where you are in this. You're worried maybe you wasted too much time. You're worried about how little time you may have left in your window. And basically, that's going to drag you down if you let it. The most important thing this month is for you to reconnect with heart, so say the runes. Just basically connect at heart level, just focus on that, and your heart will guide you out. And what this will lead you to by the end of the month, you will see that you are actually a lot more supported than you thought you were. Look at this, all these references in the runes to the picture. But anyway, we have Alges, which is the rune of the elk, also known as the moose, and this has to do with protection and support. Once you actually let your heart lead you, just let your heart lead, this is going to lead you to the illumination that you're looking for, and through the illumination you're going to see just how supported and protected you are. So that, Capricorn, is your reading for August 2022. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello Aquarius. So Aquarius, we're going to start with a card from the Magical Forest Tarot, and you have the Ace of Swords. So you are going to be starting something this month that has to do with energy and creation and creativity and just basically drive and all that good stuff. So something new that you're beginning this month. Let's see what the runes have to add and to clarify. Nice. Well, there we go. Blank rune again. Very good. Okay. So your central issue this month is going to be Othala. Othala is the rune of the home and the homeland. Solace, sanctuary. You're basically, I don't know, maybe this is sort of to make your home feel safer, like your home environment of just how you feel about things. But your focus is that. Leading up to this, we've had a blank period of time, very like a blur. Things haven't felt focused. And this is really also like focus. So you're focusing your energies, and you're focusing your energies really on home. And that's something that you hadn't done really before, or as concentratedly. So what is going to help you at this point is we have Gabo. Gabo's the rune of the gift. It has to do with always an exchange. A gift is always an exchange. But I'm seeing this as plans, like have a plan. It's like agreements, decisions, and goals, sometimes even just with yourself, sometimes with one-on-one. So there might be one other person involved with you in this new drive to turn your focus and energies on home. But that's what's going to help is have a plan. Set some goals, make some agreements, but just basically set yourself a plan to work on this. What isn't going to help you is you're going to worry about energy. We have Sovilo, which is the rune of the sun. Sun has to do with source energy, and in the lower line, it's worries about energy. You may feel like you might not have the energy to go through with these things, but if you start to feel like that, just like bring yourself back up to what your plan is. You're not planning to do something all at once. You're not planning to do months worth of work in like a day. You might, but it's not going to work. But basically that's why you want to have a plan. This is going to make things a lot better for you. Otherwise you're just going to worry about, you have your ideas about this and you have your, where you want to direct your energy, but you're worried about this energy. You're worried about how much energy you have to do this. Having a plan is definitely going to help. And what this is going to lead you to is we have Hagalaz. Hagalaz is the rune of the hailstorm, and this has to do with often chaos and the uncontrolled uncontrollables and natural forces, weather, etc. So you may be running up at the end of the month against sort of things that are out of your control, but the fact that you've already started this plan with where you want to direct your energy as pertains to your home and your home environment, sort of your sense of security and sanctuary, that's actually going to help you with this too. So you will be going, even if things seem to be getting a little bit out of control and things seem to be getting out of your control in terms of just nature, things that are happening, you'll still have this plan, and this will still help you as you move forward out of the month. So that, Aquarius, is your reading for August 2022. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello Gemini. So Gemini, we're going to start with a card from the Tarot of the Magical Forest, and we have the Queen of Pentacles. So this is someone who nurtures activity that has to do with very practical matters and basically solid, nourishing, your basic helpful things that are very practical and very down to earth. So this is good. So let's get some runes down to clarify this for Gemini. Right. Aha, okay. So it seems to me that you are currently feeling in a situation where things aren't moving. You feel like things are not moving forward. We have Isa, which is the rune of ice. Stand still, just basically things don't seem to be moving forward. And your idea is like, let's just get the practical things in order. Let's just basically tend to the practical things, make sure those are in order, and then things will move forward again. Leading up to this, I'm wondering about this one. We have Gabo, which is the rune of the gift. Gift always is an exchange. Sometimes it's agreements, decisions, and goals, but it's like so a couple ways I'm going to read this. One, you maybe had some goals, you maybe had some agreements that you'd set yourself, but now you feel like stuck. Maybe you have to start acting on them. Maybe you made some plans, but you haven't started them yet, and you just feel stuck. And it's like, the momentum isn't going to happen just because you've made the goals, because you've set the goals. The momentum happens when you start moving on them. And even if it's hard, starting is the most important thing, because that will get everything rolling, and then everything will say, oh, we're doing this, and it'll all come along. The other way I'm going to read this is, Gabo is also sometimes interpersonal relationships with a one-on-one. So maybe you've had a discussion with someone where you realized things aren't moving. I'm just not moving forward. And you realize what you need to do is get these practical things in order. Like, get the things that are just solid, grounded, practical, get those in order, and then everything else will start to flow. So what is going to help you with this is patience. I know nobody likes to hear that ever, but that's what's here. So we have Ivaz, which is the rune of the yew tree, and this has to do with patience, slow growth, slow development, one step at a time, like one thing at a time. It's like looking at a whole bunch of chores. It's like you don't have to do them all at once. You do them one at a time, get them done, and then that will be done, and you move on to the next one. So it's like, this is basically what we're looking at, like a bunch of really practical things that just need to be done, and you take them one at a time, and this is going to start to move again. What isn't going to help is very straightforward. We have Berkana reversed. Berkana is the rune of beginning, and reversed in the lower line is saying, if you don't begin, that's not going to help. Like, the most important thing to do here is begin. Just start doing it. Like, do one dish, do one dish, fold one shirt, and move from there. Like, the more things you do, the more it's going to roll forward, and step by step you're going to get through it. And by the end of the month, now this is interesting, because you were hoping for the flow to start. You were hoping for this to start moving, and it kind of is, but it's going to start internally. By the end of the month, you will be moving forward step by step. But we have Lagu's reversed, which is the rune of flow. It's water, it's emotion, intuition, and heart, but it's flow, and it's reversed here. So because it's on the path line, I'm inclined to read this as inner. There will be sort of an inner flow that begins. And this is, you got to start somewhere. It's got to start somewhere. And even if it's just internally the flow that's starting to flow and things are moving forward for you inside, it's like you're decluttering inside. And that has to start before the things start to move outside. So you will have, by the end of the month, Gemini, have made a really good start on moving things forward again. So that is your reading. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, Libra. Okay, Libra, we're going to start with a card from the Tarot of the Magical Forest. Libra, you are outstanding in your field. You've been tending a lot of things lately, and you've got a lot of things that you're watching over that are things that you've been bringing up and that you can look upon with a certain amount of pride, which is great. Let's get some runes on here to talk about your August. Okay, interesting. Yes. All right. So, your central issue here is Rhytho reversed. Rhytho is the rune of the journey. Reversed, I'm seeing this as, it's like you've completed something. It's like you're viewing all these things that you've brought up, and you are looking at this as a completion. Like, it's a completed chapter in your life. Leading up to this, you were doing some hard work. You were doing some real, like, shaping of things. You were shaping things. We have Ingvaz, which is Ing's rune. Ing's another name for Frey. Frey's the fertility god. So it has to do with active creation. So you were shaping things up until this point. And now you're like, okay, you know what? I can look at this and say, I'm drawing this, I have done well, and I am drawing this chapter to a close. This journey has come to a kind of an end. Not that it's like anything ends, you're beginning something new, but this is like, I can say that I have done this step at this point. Now, what is going to help you here in this moment where you're drawing this to a close is we have the blank rune. Now, I'm seeing, based on what the other runes that I'm seeing, I'm sort of seeing this as appreciate the ending. Like, don't just rush forward into something new right away. As you are drawing this to a close, this is a good time for reflection. It's a good time for connecting to the divine, whatever that might be for you. It's a good time to just be open to the moment of this, of like, yeah, you know what? I did this thing. I did it. I worked really hard on it and I have completed it. And now I'm just going to spend a moment in this moment and appreciate it. Let it saturate me. Let it sink in. What isn't going to help is we have Pertho reversed. Pertho's the rune of the lot box. It has to do with surprises, but also fate. And reversed on the lower line, you're kind of worried, like you do want to spend a moment with this. And you're worried that like one more thing is going to come up that is going to be upsetting and, and that's going to like disturb this moment. I'm also going to read it this way. You're kind of a little bit concerned about what you are, about that you're going to learn something about yourself with this that might throw things off going forward. I don't see that as strongly as just this worry about, it's like, now what? It's like this whole thing about, well, maybe that's there as well. Just this sense of now what, it's like, don't worry about what's next. And whether that will be good or bad. Just basically spend, right now in August, spend this moment just being in the moment of having completed this and that you're proud of it, and you should be. Now your next step, by the end of the month, you are going to be starting to incubate your new beginning. We have Verkana reversed, which is beginnings and birth. It's basically, it's reversed, it's on the path line. So I'm seeing this as an inner. There's going to be like an inner birthing, and I'm sort of seeing these together. So there is something that you're a little bit worried about learning about yourself, just a little bit, but it's going to be birthed anyway. So good or bad, it's you. So embrace. But mostly, as far as the story of this reading goes, I'm seeing this more as you are going to start to incubate a new beginning of a new chapter by the end of the month. You won't be beginning it, but you got to incubate it first. So it's like you're going to start dreaming about a new chapter in your life that you're going to be doing. Not as like a radical change, but in terms of just like, okay, next chapter, here we go. But definitely this is saying the best thing you can do is spend some time just in appreciating what you've done, what you've been through, how you've worked so hard on this, and that you are now bringing some closure to this chapter. So that, Libra, is your reading. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, Aries. So Aries, we're going to start with a card from the Tarot of the Magical Forest. Let's get that out there. Aries, you have a lot of, you're sort of daydreaming, not daydreaming like, not, you're not just daydreaming. You are thinking about different options. You're thinking about different futures. You're thinking about different potential things that you could move towards with your energy. So that's exciting. So August is going to be an interesting month for that. So let's get some runes out and see what the rest of this reading is for August 2022. Oh, I know there's more that need to come out for this. There we go. Oh, there's blank again. Neat. Blank's shown up a few times already. Which is cool. Okay, Aries, your central issue is Ansus. Ansus is the rune of communication and manifestation. You have some energy, as Sovilo is showing us. You have some energy and you're like, okay, you know what? I have some energy right now. What am I going to direct this to? And we're just sort of weighing options. You're sort of looking at the different potentials for using this energy, for expressing this energy. So once again, leading up, we have Sovilo. Sovilo is the rune of the sun. So it's you have this energy now. You've been re-energized maybe in the recent past. You're feeling more energized than you were before. So now you want to express it, and that's where you're at now. That's your central issue. What is going to help you is we have the blank rune. So basically, be open. This is what you're doing now. Blank rune often has to do with connecting with whatever your version of the divine is. So just basically be open. You know, you're considering these different options. Give yourself the time to be open to these different options. Nobody is pushing you to do something with this energy right away, although you're going to feel that, like, I want to use this energy while I have it. So basically spend the time at this point just basically reviewing the different things, enjoying the dreams of it, because that's exciting. What isn't going to help is you're worried that this is taking a long time. You don't want to waste your time. This is Ivaz, which is the rune of the yew tree. It has to do with patience, slow growth, slow development, but you know, it's just like you feel like, I don't have time for this, I just want to pick one and go. Do take the time. Be open. It's one of those things where you have to work through it, but you will find that you already have your mind made up. Like, you already know which choice of these is the right one, but all of them are there because all of them are viable. But you already have this feeling of what you want to do, of the things that you're looking at. So but you need the time to let that to be open to that and let the right one select itself for you, kind of thing. Like you're selecting it, but you've already it's like you're meeting that selection in the time that it takes to do that. So don't worry about the time that it's taking. Just basically be open, connect with the divine, whatever your version of the divine is, and you will know what you want to express using the energy that you have. And what this is going to lead you to is we have Rhino, but it's Rhino reversed. Rhino's the rune of the journey. So it's almost like you'll be by the end of the month, you'll be drawing to a close this phase of deciding, this phase of sort of reviewing your options. And maybe you're going to start incubating inwardly a new journey that you're going to be taking. So this is sort of within this month, within August 2022. So that, Aries, is your reading for August 2022. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, Leo. Leo, we're going to start with a card from the Tarot of the Magical Forest, and you have the Three of Wands. So you're waiting for your ship to come in, basically, this month. You have a few things out there. You've got some of your will that you've put out there into the world. You sort of know which one of them is going to be coming in this month. You've got your hand on it. So it's just basically active watching and waiting. What do the runes have to say about this? Let's get some runes down and see. Interesting. So this is going to have to do with I'm not going to say your place in the world, but your place in the world, your part in the world, your part in the great song. It has to do with people, with you in relation to other people. So there is something where you're sort of waiting for your ship to come in actively. You've been energized recently. There's like, you've really tapped into your source energy. It's almost like you're waiting for a visit, but based on these and that. But anyway, it's that may be, but it may not. So depending on who's watching. So basically leading up to this, you've tapped into your source energy. It's almost like you've discovered something that gives you source energy that you haven't noticed before. So we have Sovila, which is the rune of the sun. That is source energy. That is basically what nourishes your soul. And it's almost like you've discovered a new one of that, something that nourishes your soul that you didn't realize was out there waiting to nourish your soul. So now this ties in with Manas, which is your central issue. Manas is humanity and your part in it. So it's basically where you feel you belong, and that's your focus. So you're waiting for this to come in. It's basically you're willing this. It's like you're bringing it to yourself with your will, but it does have to do with you and humanity in general anyway. So just meeting somebody with joy. is the image that I'm getting. Well, you always get that from manas because it's meeting each other with joy. It's two vunyos, one mirroring the other. What is going to help you here is patience. We have Ivaz, which is the rune of patience and slow growth, slow development. It's the yew tree. So basically, be patient. It's not easy, but the boat can only get here as fast as the boat can get here. What isn't going to help is fear of the unknown. We have the blank rune. So that's still sort of up in the air. You're sort of afraid of what you don't know. If that starts to be the case, bring yourself back up to, what, I'm just going to be patient. I'm going to be taking this one step at a time. I'm already calling this thing with my will. And I know this thing has energized me that I've never been energized like this before. So I'm sort of in this place of feeling more like I belong than I did before, is what Manas is saying. Or even just this focus on, I want to have belonging. And just being patient. Just be patient. Let the things come in at their own pace. Don't push the river. What this is going to lead you to is we have Isa. Isa is the rune of ice. It has to do with stillness, but also the clarity that comes through stillness. And it's almost like you maybe hadn't had that, but right now this is teaching you stillness. Like you haven't been able to be as still as this before because you haven't felt that sense of belonging before. And now you can actually be still enough where the clarity is going to come through. So this is August. So that is your reading, Leo, for August 2022. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. I'm going to move this down a little bit so you can see more leaves. Hello, Sagittarius. Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarius. Hello. Sagittarius, we are going to start with a card from the Tarot of the Magical Forest, and we get the Hermit. Yay! So, Hermit, so this is going to be a good month for you to sort of take a step back from the din of humanity and really just reconnect with your own truths, which is very important always. Let's see what we have for with the runes. Blank rune has shown up in almost every reading, which is very exciting. There's definitely an element of that this month for almost everybody. Okay, so Sagittarius, your central issue this month is going to be represented by Ivaz, which is the rune of the yew tree. It's patience, slow growth, slow development. So this is one of the things, you're going to step back and it's going to take the time that it's going to need to take. So you're going to be doing this step by step. Leading up, it's been like things have been like a blur. Things have been maybe not as clear as you would like them to be. Things have been just like not clear. And so you're like, you know what, things are just a mess and just like, oh, din of humanity. I'm not even getting that from this, but it's just like this cloud. So you're going to take the step back. You're going to have some hermit time and just be patient with that. Just like patiently, just step by step, regrow what you need. And the reason I'm saying is like you couldn't really see anything is because doing this, what's going to help you the most is letting the revelations that you're going to get from doing this and spending time with your own self and your own space and your own truths is we have Dagas, which is the rune of the breaking of the day. It's the illumination, it's enlightenment, it's revelations, and this is going to illuminate your entire field of vision, which is good because right now there's fog. So just basically take it step by step and let every realization that comes through because of that illuminate the parts of the fog that are like, okay, that's better, I can see now. What isn't going to help you is we have Pertho reversed. Pertho is the rune of the lot box. It has to do with luck and fate and surprises, but surprises that were always there. And you're a bit worried about negative surprises coming up as you're doing this process. As well, you're a little bit trepidatious about learning things about yourself that were always there that maybe you weren't expecting, or that you might not be as pleased with as you would like. We kind of all want ourselves to be a certain thing that we're comfortable with. But when we spend time with ourselves and are honest with ourselves and let things, be illuminated and be patient with that, sometimes something will get revealed that we're like, okay, well, you know what, that's me. not super happy about it, but let's see what we can do to work with that, because often that's where magic lies, which is awesome. But sometimes you have to sit with it and see, you know, how this is going to be something that you need to embrace, which you always do because it's you. The more you integrate, the better. So if this starts to be a worry, don't worry, just bring yourself back up to, you know, I am taking this a step at a time. I am taking this, you know, bit by bit, being patient, slow growth, slow development, and just as the revelations happen, letting them illuminate. And there's the illumination right there. And what this is going to lead you to is really a greater sense of how supported and how protected you actually are, even outside of yourself. We have algae, which is the rune of the elk, otherwise known as the moose, and this has to do with protection and support. And so by the time the end of August has happened, by the end of August, you're going to be feeling more aware of and more accepting of the protection and support that you do have around you. So that's exciting, Sagittarius. I wish you that is your reading for August 2022, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, Pisces. So Pisces, we're going to start with a card from the Tarot of the Magical Forest, and you get the Devil card. Okay, don't be scared. The Devil card doesn't necessarily have to do with the devil. I have never seen it have, well, no, have I? As far, in general, 99.999% of the time, the Devil card never has to do with the devil. It has to do with being in a situation where you feel trapped, but you're not actually trapped. If you look at the poodles, the chains around the necks of the poodles are not tight. These poodles could just back right out of these chains. They could slip these right off. They are not as trapped as they think they are. If you like that, I did a whole video with devil cards, including this one last week, in the past week. So, but anyway, Pisces, your card for August is the Devil card. So you may be in a situation which is not in your best interests. It's not really good for you, and you feel trapped in it, but you're not really. You're not trapped. You are not as trapped as you think you are. You can actually just slip your neck out of these chains and just get out of there. So let's see what the runes have to say. Poor poodles. Poor little poodles. Okay. Pisces, your central issue this month is Dagas. Dagas is the rune of the breaking of the day. You're having this revelation right now. You're having this realization that illuminates your entire field of vision, and you're just like realizing this. You're like, oh my gosh, this is the situation I'm currently in. I don't like it. I need to get out of there. And you know what? These chains are loose. I can slip them right off. So anyway, so you're not as trapped as you think you are. Your revelation this month, your illumination, is basically your realization that you are not as trapped as you think you are, and that where you are is probably, I mean, this could apply to even just one small part of your life. This doesn't necessarily have to do with every aspect of your life, but there's an aspect of your life, Pisces, in which this is the case this month, and you are realizing it. Leading up to this, you haven't realized this up to this point because of your great inner strength. You have a lot of inner strength. You are also really good at letting go of your stubbornness. Like you're not super stubborn for things. Sometimes you just basically let things happen, like let things flow. You're not resisting them. But that has led to this situation where you're like, wait a minute, I don't like where I am right now. I don't like this situation for this situation. And this has come as a big breaking dawn on you, that you're like, oh my gosh. So what is going to help you? We have Sovilo. So with the dawn comes the sun. This is the sun rune. Sovilo, Uruz, Wild Ox, strength and health, and stubbornness sometimes. It's reversed on the path line. So inner strength, inner health, and release of stubbornness leading up to this point. You may also have felt a little bit unbalanced, which could have been a clue that led to this realization moment. But anyway, what is going to help you in this moment in August is we have Sovilo the sun. Sovilo is the rune of the sun, and it has to do with your source energy. So whatever it is that nourishes your very soul, do more of that. Whether that's getting out in nature or music or creation or whatever your source energy comes from, tap into that. It could be the sun, like get your vitamin D, you know, go out into the sun. But whatever it is that gives you your source energy, that's what is going to help you the most this month. It's going to continue to feed this realization, and it's going to continue to feed the illumination of your situation that's going to help you see that you are not as trapped as you think you are. What is not going to help is just letting yourself continue to stumble along in a fog. We have the blank rune. It's fear of the unknown as well. So you may be afraid to take the chain off because you don't know what will happen. And that's scary. But also, I am seeing it as continuing to stumble along in the fog, not helping you, like just letting things happen. Instead of just like, hey, you know what, I'm realizing this. So if that starts to be the case, if you're, you know, fear of the unknown or whatever, just basically continue to re-energize yourself. Like tap into what gives you the energy that makes you feel like you. And that's going to help you move forward. And by the end of the month, you are going to be in a situation where you're going to be making plans. You're going to be making agreements, decisions, goals. This is Gabo. It's the rune of the gift. Gift is always an exchange. It does sometimes have to do with one-on-one relationships, but really I'm seeing more as far as this goes. It might have to do with a one-on-one relationship, but I'm also seeing it as making plans, setting goals. So maybe you will still be in this situation sort of by the end of the month, but you won't be as much because you will already be making plans. You will have a clear picture of what's going on, and you'll be making plans and setting things in motion, hopefully, or at least planning to, that are hopefully going to get you out of here. So that, for whatever part of your life that is your reading for August 2022, Pisces people. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, Cancer people. So Cancer people, we are going to start with a card from the Tarot of the Magical Forest, and you get, oh my gosh, this is the one I had on the cover when we started because it just looked so good against the background. Three of Chalices. So Cancer people, this is going to be a nice month for you. Looks like you're going to be celebrating. There's going to be some celebration going on. There's going to be some time with some people about whom you care, which is great. Good times. There's going to be some good times. So let's see what the runes have to add about that. Man, it's a long time coming as well, so enjoy. And I'll tell you why I said that in a minute. Okay, so I'm just wrecking my ivies. Okay. So your central issue is we have Ingvaz. Ingvaz is the rune of Ing. Ing is another name for Frey, and Frey is the fertility god. So this has to do with active creation. So you're basically making this happen. It has been a long time. Like you've been really patient. We have Ivaz leading up to this. Ivaz is the rune of the yew tree. It has to do with patience, slow growth, slow development. And now you're at this point where you're like, that's it. I'm going to make something happen. We have Ingvaz. So you're actively creating this. You're actively putting this together, and you're going to make, you know, we can't control everything, but this is you controlling what you can. Make what you can out of what you can control. And it looks like it's going to be a really nice time. It's like a really comfortable, pleasant time, happy party time. What is going to help you is enjoy the journey. Basically, this is a time to celebrate the journey, focus on your journey ahead, and your journey where you're at. Just basically spend some time in the present moment with celebrating. Celebrate, have fun, be joyous. And that's actually going to help you in this moment, in this month, where you're actually like, oh, you know what, I'm going to do what I can. We're going to do this. What isn't going to help is maybe you're afraid that you're not as supported as you'd like to. Maybe you sometimes feel like you're going it alone, even if you're not. But there's like, everybody's going it alone to a certain extent. So that sort of worries you, and you're a little bit like, you know, maybe I'm the only one putting things together. Maybe I'm the only one planning this party. But everybody will appreciate it. It's been a long time for everybody. I'm not saying plan a party, but what I'm saying is appreciate the journey, control what you can, have some joy, take the time to have some joy, and just celebrate with the people that you love. Even if you can't be together, still like physically together, still celebrate. Take a moment at least this month to celebrate, you know, the journey that you're all on, and control what you can and celebrate and have some joy. And what this is going to lead you to by the end of the month, you're going to be much more connected to heart. You're going to feel your emotions are flowing a lot more easily and more comfortably. Like this is like an outlet for, like, it'll declutter a lot of the emotional crap. And by the end of the month, your emotions are going to be flowing a lot better. You're going to be, again, more heart focused. So that, Cancer people, is your reading. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. What did I drop on the floor? I dropped Huggies. Huggies, why did you fall on the floor? Back you go. Hello, Scorpio. Oh, I'm going to move this down. We are missing our leaves. Okay, Scorpio people, we are going to start with a rune. I mean, no, we're not going to start with a rune. We're going to start with a card from the Tarot of the Magical Forest, and your card for August is Strength. So the strongest strength is love. And as you can see here, the little lamb is loving the lion. So anyway, and they're doing well. They're not doing badly. So anyway, so your card this month, this is going to be a month of strength, but in a very, you know, it's going to take some bravery. Oh, there's strength right there. But you're going to be, yeah, this month is going to be about strength for you, Scorpio people. Okay, so your central issue is also strength. Strength. We have Uruz, the wild ox. The wild ox is strength and health. Also a little bit of stubbornness, but mostly I'm just seeing the strength and health aspect. This is going to be your focus in August. Leading up to this, you have been supporting yourself to a certain extent. Like there's a lot of the support you need, you have been providing for the past little while. So leading up to this moment in August where you're like really focused on your strength and health, we have Algies reversed. Algies is the rune of the elk, otherwise known as the moose. And when it's reversed on the path line, it does have to do with standing up for yourself, supporting yourself. Maybe you've been worried that you haven't had the support that you've needed as well. Like maybe that's been a thing where you felt like, man, I wish I had a little more support. I feel like I'm doing all of this myself. But at this point, you're like, no, you know what? I am strong. I'm like all the way through strong. Like I'm an aurochs. So we've got strength and health, central issue, and there's your strength. So focus is on strength this month. What is going to help you is we have Ivaz. Ivaz is the rune of the yew tree. It has to do with patience, slow growth, slow development. So there's a certain step-by-step element of this month where you are strong, and sometimes it's basically you're taking it one step at a time. You're taking it one day at a time. And it's like every day you're going to make that decision on the side of strength. Even if you have to do this by yourself, even if you don't feel that you have the support you would like to have, you are still making the decision every day to be strong. And you are inherently, I mean, it's not like you're choosing to be what you're not inherently. You already are. But that's sort of where it's at. It's basically you're taking it day by day. And you're sort of, the strength, your strength is your foundation. What isn't going to help is we have Ansu's reversed. So I'm going to read this a couple ways. Ansu's is the rune of communication and manifestation. One, what isn't going to help is don't neglect communications. Don't neglect expressing yourself. Also, you know, don't give silent treatments. Don't do that kind of thing. Like don't cut yourself off. Even if you feel like you're doing a lot alone, don't cut yourself off from communicating with others. That's not going to help you. As well, you may be sort of mistrusting. There may be a sort of doubt with your inner voice. Like you may be sort of sometimes doubting your inner voice. That could also drag you down, drain you, make you feel less strong than you inherently are. If that starts to be the case, go, no, you know what? I've got this far already, and I'm just going to keep taking this one day at a time and just basically leaning on this strength that I know that I have inherently. This is something that is going to just keep replenishing. And what this is going to lead you to is we have Tivaz reversed. Tivaz is Tyr's rune. Tyr is the warrior god, and this has to do with tending your own inner duties and responsibilities, and also being at peace, laying down the sword, not feeling like you have to fight anymore, just like being at peace, making sure that you are tending what you need for yourself. And there you go. So that, Scorpio, is your reading for August 2022. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. What time is it? It's Ophiuchus time! Okay, Ophiuchus people. I'm an Ophiuchus people. As well as a Sagittarius, I can be both. Let's see what the card is from the Tarot of the Magical Forest. And we have the Eight of Chalices, which is the Eight of Cups. You are leaving something behind this month. There's something that you are like, you know what? I gave it all the chances. I'm going to look elsewhere. I'm going to go somewhere else at this point. I'm going to, you know, this snaky is just like, I think I'm going to turn him this way. Okay. You're basically leaving something to go look for something else at this point. Something that maybe you've been waiting for to show itself as, you know, something that can give you some sort of completion, and it's not. And you're just basically making that decision this month that you're just going to move on and follow your spirit and find something else. Obviously not in all aspects of your life, but there is at least one aspect in your life where it's going to be like that. So your central issue for the runes is we have Ingvaz. Ingvaz is the rune of Ing. Ing is another name for Frey. Frey is the fertility god. And this has to do with active creation and also working with what you can, working with what you have to control what you can. So it really is the same sort of thing where it's, you know, a lot of things are out of your control, and it looks like something that you were waiting for or something you were sort of holding out for was out of your control and just is never going to manifest. So you're basically making this decision and like, I'm going to control what I can, and I'm going to make what I can out of what I have access to and what I have control over. Leading up to this, again, a long period of time, you've been waiting. This is Yira. It's the rune of the harvest, but it's also the rune of time. It was one of those things where you're just like, you know what, how long am I going to wait for this? How much time has passed? How little time might be left for me? And you know what? I've been waiting for this harvest. I've had a certain amounts of fruits of my labors, but they've not been, it's basically waiting. It's time. And it's like, it's time. The season is over. I'm moving on. So you're going to basically take, you know, what you can do. Like you're going to say, okay, what can I do? What do I have control over? The most important thing you're going to do in this is follow your spirit. Let your spirit guide you. We have Avaz. Avaz is the horse. The horse is movement and also spirit. So yes, move yourself forward and also follow your spirit. Let your spirit guide you. That's what's going to help you in this moment, and it will lead you well. I have no doubt. What isn't going to help you is like this is sort of doubting your inner voice. We have Ansu's reversed, which is the rune, well, Ansu's is the rune of communication and manifestation. Communication, reversed in the lower line, it's, I'm seeing this really more as doubting your inner voice. It can be, you know, what isn't going to help is cutting off communications, but more I'm seeing doubting your inner voice, because reversed, inner communication, lower line is fears about that thing. So you're sort of, don't doubt your spirit, follow your spirit. What harm can it do? You've already waited a really long time for this. Things can't really get much worse in that situation. So just let your spirit lead you for now. Control what you can, move forward. You will have a long road ahead of you, but you will see the road. We have the outcome of all of this. By the end of the month, you will be on your road that is a better road for you than waiting around for something that's not going to happen. So we have Ivaz, which is the rune of the yew tree. It's patience, slow growth, slow development, step by step. Results may not be immediate, but they are certain, says Blum, whose rune set this is. And it's basically by the end of August, you will have followed your spirit for a while and you'll be like, okay, you know what, I see my way forward now. And it may be a long road, but it is the right road. So that, Ophiuchus people, is your reading for August 2022. I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Bye.